back again with a update video for Wayfinder here. Since, let's just say the server launch haven't exactly been the best, but we all know it coming from any other MMO launches. But that one have been a little more interesting, and of course today I'm going to be running down everything that is happening, as well the server stand right now at the time of that video, 2 days into the release here. But before we hop into all the information, make sure to of course to the thumbs up, subscribe if you find that video helpful in any way, shape, and form. And I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody that is supporting over on patreon.com/Maconn, subscribing over on twitch.tv/TroyMaconn, or hitting that wonderful join button here on YouTube. And of course, a big shout out to 1K who is supporting at the Luna tier over on Patreon. Thank you, my dude. And with that, let's go ahead, let's jump into this. And let's go down what is happening, and if you can play Wayfinder right now. Let's start off. Wayfinder court launch yesterday at noon Central, and we're pretty much problem from the get-go. But starting off, nothing unheard of here at all. And of course, if you saw Twitch yesterday, you would have seen it pretty much was just a loading ball of doom over there on that directory. But we did get a little bit update throughout the day yesterday. Of course, them taking the server down, doing testing, you know, the routine at that point. But the main thing that ended up happening by the end of yesterday, which of course ended up peaking out at midnight, we got our last update pretty much explaining what was happening was with the login queuing just not operating at all, and not allowing people to get into the game. And of course, once again, this is just my understanding as well, my opinion here. But what it pretty much sounded like to me was what ended up happening was, of course, as so many people were trying to log in at once, it was pretty much the program that was meant for queuing just kind of gabbed up and wasn't actually queuing people at all, and was just causing all the server instability as well as the disconnect that was happening. And of course, that pretty much stayed a problem all the way up to that morning, since we were live with Wayfinder pretty much all day yesterday. And as of roughly about 9 a.m. that morning, it was still pretty much the same. But they did end up putting in a little fix last night, a fix, you know, allegedly here, that was, of course, since they were having an issue with the login queues not operating, they ended up limiting how many people could actually be on the server at any given point. But we still got errors, such as the error saying maximum players being meet, or just erroring out saying the tokens are not working, which was the verification for, of course, actually, you know, verifying that you was a founder. And then not even counting some issues that we went into that had to do with items in the game itself, because some items was indeed like going missing from the founder pack. And of course, we do have a statement about that from them, pretty much letting people know, if you are indeed missing item from your founder pack, add the cuts here in the post by golf. We do have everyone who is missing item from your inventory from the aesthetic, well, the $150 pack. Sorry, my dyslexia is horrible today. Collect the following information and send an email to support. Thank you all for absolutely insane amount of support, understatement. And we will make sure everyone will be taken care of. So, of course, if you are missing any items, if you can't get in the game at all, and you want to make sure you get your item, make sure you, of course, look if you're on Steam. Make sure you go ahead and go to your Steam account detail, and from there you will have a 17-digit number, which of course, which you need to submit right along with a screenshot of your inventory. And of course, you can send the email to support@playwayfinder/zendebt.com. So if you are being affected by that, be sure to take advantage of that. I will have a link in the description to the information as well as the Discord, so you can go ahead and get this. But outside of items going missing yesterday, and of course them locking the amount of players that could enter the server, that was pretty much where we ended up leaving off at midnight last night. But here we are in a new day, and we got a whole bunch of new information coming out for the compatibility when it comes to login queuing. We did get a update here stating that if you are getting a unaffected error, that is once again just a error tied to logging in, and of course the issue from the server itself. Mainly the error is in return, meaning the server have hit capacity and it maxed out, and of course at that point you pretty much just gotta try again and hope somebody get kicked or someone logs out at that point. So if you're still getting that error at the time of that video, that is pretty much what that means. So hopefully that is helpful for any of you that are being affected by that error. And then starting around noon here, we got a little bit of update, which may or may not still be in effect here. So I'm just going to go ahead and mention it if you are running into that problem. So there seemed to be a bug as of that morning that was causing issues with controllers. So for all you who are playing with an Xbox, PlayStation controller, or whatever, if you are queuing and your queue time ends up not progressing or just not working at all, it right now it pretty much very heavily implying that you really just do not want to use a controller till you actually get into the game, since something about the controller equaling with the queuing. So however that operates, but if you are still having that problem at the time of that video, they did state here to try not to use the controller until after you get logged in and into the game itself. So just want to mention that just in case you are running into that problem. And yeah, hopefully now you know if you are experiencing that. And then that brings up to the last update at the time of that video, which is at 7:30 p.m. Here on the 18th, which is of course as stated here. We believe we have identified a fix for getting the end of the queue and then getting into the game, since there was a little bit of a disconnect that was happening there by being in queue. And continuing dating, we will deploy that when it's ready. We are also looking to expand a capability once our database have been upgraded and complete, and we will post once the two things are complete. So it pretty much one of the things that they did talk about in some of the update, how since we did have that lock on the server last night of how many players can be on, they were expanding it roughly every 15 minutes throughout today up to now. What that number is, I have no idea. But it does look like not only is updating the server that they are doing will hopefully make that a larger amount, but also will fix any queuing problem, such as the queue not updating or getting to the end, logging out, or being kicked, and everything that coming with that. So it seemed like progress is being made here, and hopefully, once again, I literally just woke up, so I haven't had a chance to test it, but hopefully we no longer just hitting a login on the main menu and nothing happens. So hopefully that will get rectified, but that is pretty much the state we in right now at the time of the video. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into this announcement they posted for everybody in the community. So let's start off with, of course, this little announcement here to start off bluntly as stated here. Yesterday sucked. There was no other way to say it except for the people who purchased the founder pack, and we couldn't play, and it sucked for us to see players unable to get into the game after believing in us and our vision. Early access isn't a crutch. It's a conversation between the studio and the community that helping build the game alongside the studio. We said from the start we will be transparent and open with the community, and that continue now that we have players entrusting us with the money and us failing to deliver. Right out the gate, I gotta say how blunt this is honestly quite nice and not wrong. Yesterday was, like I said earlier, pretty much like every MMO launch, but I do gotta say it was a lot more in the case of the transparent. Maybe this is just something that we don't see that often when it comes to like server issues and queuing, or maybe it is because they've been so blunt about it. But either way, it is nice how blunt they are, and very unfortunate. And at least for anyone that's been keeping up with it, at least we roughly know what the problem is instead of just assuming like some other launches out there. So at least good job on that, and also 100% it was not a good day for any of us involved, obviously. But let's go ahead and continue here. We're along with running a technical test and beta across multiple regions. We will see a multiplayer every minute than a player in our beta each day. Although we have a queue system ready, the system failed immediately, which I guess that we pretty much gather. We quickly implemented a number of fixes to try to stabilize the login experience, and though failed as well, we ended up having to cap the players that was on the server, which was less than ideal, and result in a maximum player limit reach error that night, which I experienced probably hundreds of times yesterday. And then we of course have a statement from Digital Stream, the publisher. Nothing really of note here, mainly because it's just a normal apology level. We sorry, server, you know the routine. But let's get back to Eldership here for the letter though. So as they continue here, we realize that buying something and not being able to actually log in and play frankly is a bad look. One solution we heard often was that we should have offered a pre-sale to gain interest. Unfortunately, a fourth-party store did not allow pre-sale early access, and we was unable to meet the demand, which this is something that they have like talked about publicly and in other places as well. Pretty much a lot of the problems that came in here, obviously were with like PlayStation and Steam, and once again, like they stated, fourth party here of not being able to do pre-orders at all. I'm not for sure on the Steam side, since I feel like maybe I'm wrong here. Once again, let me know in the comment if I'm wrong here. But I feel like Steam maybe could pre-order, maybe not. Maybe it is both parties. Pretty much PlayStation, obviously, with the main clutch here. So it would have been nice to be able to like gauge, cause any me yesterday, like watching or sitting here refreshing the Twitch category and seeing it get up to a 64k, if not more. That's just the height I saw. Was way more interest than I ever expected day one. Personally, I was expecting Wayfinder to probably hit more like the 10 to 15k. That wasn't the case when it came to the elite for Twitch. I know that's not a main metric to go by, but nonetheless, obviously the attention was there. And of course, yeah, sadly not being able to pre-sale thanks to the platforms. Yeah, that probably wasn't ideal, because like any I who have been following Wayfinder for the last 6 months didn't affect nearly as much attention as it did end up getting yesterday. But with that being said, let's continue. Currently, the game queuing is functioning, a set in queue, and actually being in-game and playing, but allowing trickling of players in as we continue to up the capability across all regions have been a success. We will continue to make optimization to queues and server in the coming day, week, until all players can play. So, once again, haven't tested it myself since I just woke up, but allegedly here it seems like the queuing system is wobbly working now, early as of when it was posted. Let's go ahead and get into what exactly I get happening with the founder pack dubs, and we did talk about that. We are currently aware that a portion of players did not get a founder pack item. We are aware of the issue, and although it affects a small portion of players, it's a priority to make sure that our founder get now items. A lot of the missing items are related to server issues, which is interesting. Not a count issue. I would think it'd be a count issue, but okay. And unfortunately, we can't prove a better update right now until we have more stability again. Founder packs are entrusting us, and we don't deliver a pre-contact or support, which we talked about a moment ago. I will also have a link in the description here. At the time, we can collect your information as we work towards a solution. So pretty much nothing really new though, beyond, of course, obviously, the whole server issue is what is causing that problem. But let's go ahead, let's jump into some monetization stuff here from them, which as they state, we also saw a conversation around some of our bundle prices being there's a shade of items in our store. We agree that it is not player friendly, and we were visiting the pricing, so they are 1,000 wound silver, and will retroactively gain the distance for any of the weapons. So if you don't know what exactly was happening here, that was pointed out. I believe it was a Reddit user that actually was able to get in and actually look at the store. Because as you know, I did post a video about the store yesterday, maybe the day before, everything in a board right now. Nonetheless, I posted a video going over everything in the player shop. At the time of that video, I couldn't see prices since it was a preview bill and they just gave us everything. But someone did get a screenshot heel, which is, of course, this heel. So at the time that it was posted, it was looking very shady yesterday. So the main thing of what they are talking about here is, of course, as you can see here with some of the weapons costing up to $11.50 in silver to actually get your hands on. And of course, if you go ahead and you look at how much you can buy at $10, that will get you $1,100, which is leaving you with 50 extra silver that you will have to buy. So at that point, if you want to buy any of the weapons, bare minimum, you're looking at 15 bucks, and then having leftover silver to not know what to do with, or, you know, just being 50 silver short. So that's what they are referring to here of this indeed looking very shady. It does feel like one of them cases they try to get away with something, and as you can imagine, it didn't exactly work out for them. But with that being said, that is pretty much what they are discussing here. So at least it's good that in this short amount of time they realize that obviously not a good look to have. So it's good to know that any of you that have spent money on this, it is going to go ahead and be reimbursed, as well as, of course, looking like it all going to be dropping to 1,000 silver instead of almost 12. So good job on that. Idiot shouldn't be congratulating you on that, but at least the price and compensation will be coming to all you who did end up spending the money for that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into a compensation for everyone else here. So to start off here, a player lost valuable time waiting to get into the game or took days off to play. That sucks, which, you know, opinions aside, that is something that does happen and super unfortunate. But continuing here, we are currently working on a plan to compensate their purchase into all the asset world they got into the game or not. And yeah, that is one of them things. Like right now, I am super curious about it. I was talking about this on my live stream. Be sure to come over, twitch.tv/Maconn. I was talking about that last night where, like, I don't know what they're going to do, because unlike other MMO, we don't have, like, currency that is technically free to play and premium. We don't have that, so they can't give us that. They can't exactly, I get give it, like, cosmetics and no subscription fee. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, at bet maybe a little extra experience for the battle pass that of course come in, you know, the $150 deal. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do here. So I am very curious to see where they're gonna land on that, because obviously, you know, as most of probably thought, the thing to do is just give us some silver, but at the same time, I don't know that's something they're gonna do. And also, who knows if that is something that is doable long term, because like any live service, like any MMO, there are going to be points of compensation happening throughout the development, throughout the release. So it could be interesting to see where they actually end up falling on this, so we would know roughly what we'd probably be looking at moving down the line in the future. But as of now, that is where we are setting for Wayfinder launch, from all the information from the update, as well as the statement to the community. So we will see how this continue to progress. Hopefully over the next few hours, few days, everybody will get in, and hopefully we can get going in Wayfinder, since as of yesterday, we pretty much streamed, God, probably almost 24 plus hours, and I think I maybe got like 20 minutes in the game, maybe an hour if I'm lucky. So hopefully that will be rectifying here, and of course I will go ahead and keep you all up to date on all the details that is happening. So make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells so you can keep up with everything, and let me know below, was you able to get in yesterday for more than 5 to 10 minutes? If you got in at all, let me know in the comment below. And of course, like always, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me for now. Of course, at the time of that video, I'm probably live right now, and we will see how this actually operates, and we will go from there. So come on over to twitch.tv/Maconn, where we stream every single night. So with that, that will do it for me, and I will see you in the comments.